Have you ever been so frustrated with a process that's just completely broken that you've thought, you know what, I could build this better myself? Well, today we're going to unpack this story of an organization called NSS that did exactly that. They took that frustration and turned it into a powerhouse system for innovation, all aimed at an incredibly ambitious mission. I mean, we've all been there, right? You're looking at how something is done and you just can't for the life of you figure out why it's so illogical. It's that feeling of, come on, there has to be a better way. Well, that exact feeling, that deep frustration, was the launchpad for this entire story. So what was at the heart of it all? For the team at SNS, it was this nagging feeling that common sense was just missing from the equation. But here's the thing. For them, this wasn't just a complaint to be thrown around. It was the spark. It was the catalyst that lit a fire under them to completely reinvent how they approached their work. So, fueled by all this frustration, they didn't just sit on it. They went looking for answers, for a blueprint, for a more logical way to solve problems. And that journey led them to the absolute pioneers of human-centered design. We're talking about places like Stanford's D School and the legendary innovation firm IDEO. They needed a method that was proven to work. And the answer they found? It was design thinking. Now for them, this wasn't just another corporate buzzword to put on a slide. No. This was the real deal. It was the missing piece of the puzzle. A repeatable, human-focused way to systematically build that common sense they felt was missing right from the very beginning. Okay, so they have their blueprint. But here's the thing. A blueprint is just a piece of paper, right? To actually bring it to life, they knew they had to build an entire culture around it, an ecosystem designed not just to use this new way of thinking, but to make sure it would actually thrive for the long haul. And the bedrock of this new culture? They built it on what they call the 3 Ps. First up, you've got purpose, having a crystal clear why for everything you do. Then, that purpose gets put into action through a consistent process, which for them is their design thinking framework. And of course, none of it works without the right people. So when we talk about the right people, what does that actually mean? For Sense, it's this perfect overlap of 3 core things. You start with the right attitude. You gotta have curiosity and a sense of accountability. Then you mix in practical skills like sharp logical thinking and some real business savvy. And the final ingredient is deep technical knowledge. And that sweet spot, right in the middle where those 3 circles meet, that's where the magic happens. So you've got your foundation set. Now you've got to build the house, right? They built theirs on 5 core pillars that support everything else. And you can see how it creates this full life cycle, starting internally with learning and creativity, which then grows into personal career development, and then expands outward to connect with the world through social responsibility and crucial industry partnerships. And when they talk about learning, they're not messing around with abstract theory. This is intensely practical. We're talking about mastering the exact tools and getting the certifications that companies are hiring for right now. Things like Databricks, AWS, you name it. The goal is simple. Make every single skill valuable and ready for the real world from day one. Now, you might be thinking, how on earth do you manage a system this complex? Well, they use a solid toolkit of proven methods to keep it all humming. For the big picture targets, they use OKRs. To track all the small steps along the way, they rely on SMART goals. And this is the fun part, they use gamification, leaderboards, badges, you know the drill, to keep everyone fired up and engaged. So you've got this amazing human-centered engine, and it's running smoothly. What do you do next? You pour some jet fuel on the fire. And for them, that jet fuel was artificial intelligence. Now, this is a really key point. They saw AI not as a replacement for people, but as a powerful accelerator for them. Okay, supercharging with AI sounds cool, but what does it actually do? Well, imagine an AI building a personalized career roadmap just for you, or generating custom practice tests and study notes whenever you need them. And get this, they're even using AI to pull in real-world problems from top-tier incubators like Y Combinator for their people to solve. That's next level. All right, so let's pull all of these threads together. You have the culture, the process, the people, and now the AI, all working in sync. All of this effort, every single one of these moving parts, is building towards one single massive, audacious goal. You see, the ultimate vision here is so much bigger than just teaching a few skills. It's about fundamentally changing a mindset. The real goal is to install design thinking as the core operating system for how their people see the world. It's about fostering this entrepreneurial spirit where every single challenge just looks like an opportunity waiting to be seized. And that vision, it has a number attached to it, a huge one. Here it is. Their mission is to use this entire system to launch 1,000 new AI startups in just 10 years. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just an education program. It's a full-blown engine, a factory for creating new businesses from the ground up. So when you look at the whole journey, what you see is this incredible transformation. They went from a place of pure frustration and a total lack of process to a purpose-driven, growth-oriented, AI-amplified system. It's a powerful shift that completely redefines the whole approach to innovation. And really, that's the big takeaway here. The SNS story is more than just an interesting case study. It's a powerful blueprint. It's a playbook that shows you what's possible when you decide to systematically replace frustration with a solid framework and then supercharge the whole thing with the right technology. And that kind of leaves us with a big question to think about, doesn't it? What's your audacious goal? What's that one big thing in your world that feels almost impossible, but just maybe is only one good system away from becoming a reality?